getting higher. There's going to be a new show out here because I'm out here a lot. It's not really Schizo Garage because we're not in the garage, but I can make it Schizo Garage. I will make it Schizo Garage in a minute. I'll go in the garage just to, you know, just so my OCD doesn't compel me to make a new logo for the things I do out here. I just didn't want to scare that woman. Women are weird, like I notice sometimes, especially Asian women. Like I don't know, I must look like a purse snatcher to them. They're always trying to get in front of me fast, so they're running up my butt. So, you know, I'll stop, I'll let them go. I usually do that with everybody who's up my ass, but then they get in front of you, and then it's like they keep looking over their shoulder at you. It's like them, if you were scared of having me behind you, like, whatever. I don't understand these things. These are mysteries of the world that I'm not gonna figure out. Camera looking like shit again. Now it's Schizo Garage. Let me see. Cleaning the camera has become like a feature. Like I every fucking time. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Hang on. Hold on a second. Did you need to do that whole thing? Because I was like, I got home like, what the hell?
Different.
Yeah. Oh, they are.
Everyone's a different thing.
Oh, okay.
They're all good.
It was great. I looked at it like, oh my god, like you might have been on the phone and like accidentally just said, here, take that. Awesome. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, man, I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, sorry about that. It doesn't matter what I do with it. I think what happens with these Android phones, every time I get a new one, everything looks good, and this just makes it worse. Look at that. Looks like that Verb. What is that? My friend and me looking through her Sonnet. Remember that? From the 1990s. Very timely reference. The Verb. They were a great band. Not the Verb Pipe. That was gay. The Verb. I guess they're kind of considered a Britpop band. They came out a little bit earlier than that stuff, but I don't think they have much in common with them. Although they have collaborated with the Gallagher brothers on stuff. Speaking of, man, that new High Flying Birds album, it's really good. That's like the best shit Noel's done since he left the band, really. I think, like by a lot. It almost sounds like he got back in touch with where he was. A lot of his stuff post leaving the band is like he's been trying to expand on his sound or whatever, or try new things. And I mean, sometimes this looks terrible. Hang on a second. Okay. He's always trying to like kind of expand on stuff. And in this one, it just feels like it's not a retro type thing because it doesn't sound like old songs, but he's tapped into something from that time that he used to do. It's almost like he's just playing what's comfortable to him. It doesn't feel like he's trying to add dance beats or anything like some of the other stuff. And I like the other stuff. I mean, I'm a mark for those two anyway. I usually like whatever they do. I thought that last Liam live album was incredible. That's a great live album. So good. It's like people talk about them getting back together, but I kind of like the way it is now. There's more output this way. Because whether they're in kind of a competition with each other or not, it seems like they kind of release stuff around the same time. I mean, who knows? This shit could be coordinated. It's all, you know, Illuminati, secret society bullshit. Anyway, of course it is. It all is. But I could still suspend disbelief and play along, at least for now. I still enjoy music and listen to my favorite bands and stuff. And, you know, I know what it is. I know what's going on there. I see the symbolism, you know. And you don't know how deep into it. Each guy is. I mean, to get certain levels of success, you have to do more and more stuff. And I mean, you couldn't have got bigger than they were. So I've never really did a deep dive on the occult ties to Oasis. I kind of don't want to. It's like, whatever. I know it's there. And no, I don't think it's doing anything to me to listen to rock music or the bands I like. I understand that there's a lot of programming in there. There's a lot of neural programming too that I don't even understand. But I just get the feeling that once you know the situation, like once you know that game, or you know that there is something happening at all, and you have a relationship with God, I feel like there's a bit of a protection there. And it's the seeing the trick thing. It's like if you see the magician before he does his trick, if you notice how he's doing it, the trick doesn't work on you. It doesn't have the same effect, right? So it's a bit of that too. At least for now. Maybe someday I'll have some sort of breakthrough and be like, I can't listen to any of this. But for now, I'm fucking riding it out. But yeah, if they got back together, right, what you'd get first is a bunch of touring. Maybe they might crank out a single just for the tour. This is just hypothetical, based on how they were in the past or what they've done in the past. But you get a lot less stuff. Because after they're done maybe 2 years of touring, then, they start talking about, Jesus, this is awful. I think it's just time for a new one. Because this is insane. I don't know what else can be done here. God. It really is bad. But we wouldn't get as much stuff as we're doing now. As we're getting now. And if it, yes, they would be different if they collaborated together on these songs. So it's not like you can really, I've heard people say stuff like, yeah, just mix the songs up together and, make your own albums. It's like, well, no, it's not, you can't really do that. Although bands have done that before, where they work separately on stuff and record separately. I think, yes, Union, Fleetwood Mac say, well, I can think of a handful of bands that have done that. Just working on solo stuff and they just mashed it all together. It's not the same. But, yeah, is that one album that they get out after 3 years from them reuniting? Is it worth the couple you'll get from Noel and the couple you'll get from Liam? I don't know. To me, I like it the way it is. You know the rage that's going on in me when I look through this camera? Like, what is it? Like, what is this? This is the fucking potato. This is like a fucking squash. Alright, I came out here to do the thing about this guy here. This character here, as my friend Aaron would say. This character here, he tried to down a plane, I guess. That's what they're saying. He tried to crash a plane. Alaskan Airlines flight. This happened like last week. It kind of got lost in the shuffle. But his story is different in a couple places, and their story is different in a couple places. Like as the time goes on, they switch it up a little bit. So I don't know what the fuck to think. Again, regardless of what happened, they said he was on magic mushrooms 2 days prior. Well, 2 days prior, he's fine. When I first heard it, they made it sound like, or this is what I caught, was that the pilot of this Alaskan Airlines flight was on mushrooms and tried to crash the plane. And I'm like, what? So in reading it, you find out he was in the cockpit. He was a pilot, but he wasn't piloting this flight. He was just doing a ride-along, basically. And he had taken mushrooms, but it was 2 days beforehand. So at some point in the flight, he said he felt like... But anyway, the physical thing, they're putting down to lack of sleep. which, you know, that can affect you big time. But in this case, I don't know. Like he said, as he was watching, he felt like the flight crew wasn't doing the right thing, or they weren't paying attention, and he felt like he had to take over. This is what he said. To me, it's more bullshit happening in the sky, right? It's more sky bullshit. There's something going on up there, you know. Or, and this is how I always used to do it, they want you to think something's going on up there. That's how I used to approach this stuff. When I used to care about going into these deep dive rabbit holes, I wouldn't do that on this. This is one of those where I just kind of wait and see how it develops. If it's going somewhere, it's going somewhere, and we'll eventually see the fruits of the happening. But yeah, I would think they either want us to think something's happening or something's happening. But it could be both, and it could be a case of something started to happen, so now they're grabbing the narrative, and now they're making you think something different. I don't know. But Satan controls the air, the electricity. He came down in a thunderbolt. Man's supposed to control the ground, but as I said a couple times, I think Satan during this time seems to have full spectrum dominance on everything. But there's something going on up there. Was it another like a demonic possession type thing? Is it a veil situation where the veil has gotten so porous at this point, so disintegrated, that when you go up into the air, which has always been the domain of demons and devils, you end up interacting with them much easier because the veil is thin and they're coming into this world, going out of this world. It's and you're interacting with things that are dimensionally somewhere else or on a different frequency, however you want to put it. But that seems like a possession type thing. Like a demon would want you to crash the fucking plane, right? And these other people, I mean, the he's not real lady, that was all work. Like that was a psyop. Those are actors there. And I think the same can be said for the British guy. But this thing, I don't know. The reason is because it's not on film. This is a story we're getting secondhand. So I would assume this could be some kind of real event. This may have happened. It's not, I mean, if it was a psyop like the others that have perfect angles of everything and the people involved in the incident would hit their marks. Okay, when you come up here, stop here. Okay, then you're going to go back. You know, because they want to keep you on camera the whole time. I remember that watching the Kenosha, Wisconsin thing. And the cinematography in that thing is better than most movies. Those guys did a good job there. So yeah, most of these psyops will be, you know, on film. You know, you'll see it. So I don't know, but there's just so many incidents like this now. So I mean, I'm leaning toward something is going on up there, and any psyops they're doing is to try to control the narrative about what's going on up there, because they always do that. But yeah. You know, there's more than one of these things where you just get the story. That's not usually how they work. You know, there's not a lot of bang out. They don't get a lot out of those floating stories. They have floated stories, of course, all throughout history. It used to be more prominent back when we didn't have video. But yeah, it doesn't feel like it's something they did. It feels like something that happened. And he's lucid. I mean, he can talk about it. He's going on trial, I guess, for attempted murder for all those people. But yeah, he's not some crazy man. He's like, when you read him in the interviews, he's very lucid. I mean, he's not. He just basically says, "Yeah, I was tired." But I don't know, man. I've been up a couple days, and I still think I wouldn't. I mean, not now, but there have been times, a couple weeks probably, but. I would still understand that crashing the plane is bad, you know what I mean? So I don't know, but I'm watching this shit like always. Just need more eyes. 3 of them ain't cutting it. Don't blame the teacher. Blame the school.